The New York Jets are in the process of ruining another quarterback, and I realize this may sound premature, and I realize Zach Wilson is only 3 games into his career, but what we have seen on the field so far, aside from some of the second half of the Panthers game, has been nothing short of troubling. And this isn't entirely Zach Wilson's fault, and is more so a reflection on what the Jets are doing to nurture and grow their hopeful franchise quarterback. When a team selects number 2 overall, you realize there will be some bumps, or in the Jets' case here, some New York City style potholes in the road, and that's fine, but you want to at least see some good to counter the inevitable bad. And simply put, there has not been a lot of good to counter the bad through 3 games, and I do think this will continue. The Jets have put up a total of 20 points in 3 games, which equates to less than 7 per game, and they are an 0-3 football team. They have just 6 points in the last 8 quarters played, or 2 games, and in those 2 games, Zach Wilson has thrown 0 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. The play calling has been woeful, the offensive line has not been good, and Zach Wilson at times has had to try and play hero ball, and with a team that is as bad as the Jets roster is, the hero ball when Wilson has had to do that has not been good. So without further ado, we are diving right in as to why the Jets are in the process of ruining another quarterback. And this first play we break down is the quintessential reason as to why I'm frustrated for Zach Wilson. The situation here is 3rd and 6, and I broke this down on TikTok, link in the description by the way, but the Jets, as you see, have 3 wide receivers to the right, or a trips formation, but they all run the same route, and there is simply nowhere for Zach to throw the football. Not only was this a horrible play call to have all 3 receivers run to the same exact spot, but there was also pressure in Wilson's face immediately. I do want to point out the possibility of a receiver, at least one of them, potentially running the wrong route, as I'd hope an NFL offensive coordinator is not calling this play with the intention of having 3 guys stacked on each other in the trips formation, because there are countless ways this could go wrong. Either of the men covering their receiver could intercept the ball by cutting it off right in front of them on the backside and take it to the house. And for all of the NFL memes of funny plays, like the butt fumble, like the Colts running the fake punt with the 2 guys from the Patriots right there to stop it, this in its own way deserves to be up there with them. I really hope for Mike LaFleur's sake, the offensive coordinator, one of the receivers ran the wrong route, because it cannot be emphasized how bad of a combination this is and why Zach Wilson is struggling. Having 3 receivers in one area of the field combined with immediate pressure in his face is a perfect recipe for a bad play, and for Zach Wilson to lack confidence because of his teammates not being able to perform up to what they should. And whether the quarterback is Zach, Patrick Mahomes, or Tom Brady, this was going to be a bad play because of the design from the start. Maybe Kyler or Lamar can do something because of their athleticism, but those guys are outliers and certainly not the standard. Now, another reason why Zach is struggling so much is because his teammates are not doing much to help. On this play, future Hall of Famer Von Miller gets a sack that he probably should not have had, or at minimum should have had to work much harder for. The running back hits him with a chip to try and slow him down off the edge, to which Von dips under, and then he does the same exact thing to the right tackle. He dips under his outside shoulder and gets to Zach Wilson for the sack. Even with the chip here provided by the running back, the right tackle's feet were enormously slow, as he had time to see what Von just did to the running back, which is expected by the way, and also the running back is going out for a route, so I don't exactly fault the running back here, but then the right tackle watched him do the exact same thing to himself. So by the time he even gets his hands up, Von is already on his way past him and is getting ready to make contact with his franchise quarterback. And it is routine plays like this, when watching film, it makes you feel almost sorry for Zach, because he needs and deserves better. Any quarterback would, let alone a rookie going from Provo, Utah to New York City. This next stat shows how bad it has been for the Jets in the first 3 weeks when he drops back. In 122 dropbacks, he has been sacked 15 times, which leads the league, and has been sacked at a rate of 12.3%. And Zach has thrown 7 interceptions in 3 games, and and has an interception rate of 6.7%, and when you add those numbers together, 19% of the dropbacks the Jets have had in 3 games passing the football has resulted in either a sack or an interception, and I don't have to tell you guys how bad that is. Now, throw in 47 total incompletions, and in 56.5% of Wilson's dropbacks in his first 3 games have either resulted in an incompletion, a sack, or an interception. And when you see stats like these, it's not surprising as to why he is on a path to become what no one wants to hear their name associated with: bust. Now, take a second to let that sink in. What I want to make clear is I'm not here trying to take a victory lap or pride myself in saying I was not a fan of Wilson in the draft process and I'm glad he's not doing well so far. They've only played 3 games, and 3 games do not determine a whole career. In fact, that couldn't be further from the truth. I would love to be wrong on players I'm not high on coming out of college and have them be successful NFL players and achieve financial freedom for not only their lives, but for their children and grandchildren as well. But what I am saying is the Jets are, in a sense, and we use this as a meme at times, but they are being the Jets regarding this and how they're helping, or not exactly helping, their franchise quarterback succeed. Wilson has talent, there's no doubt about it, but it's about being able to get that talent out of him and having him be a successful player and having him live up to the potential of being a number 2 overall pick. There's been some good flashes through 3 games, don't get me wrong, but there have been some overwhelmingly bad plays as well, and some of that simply is not on Wilson. Some of it is, but a lot of it is not. The offensive line at times has been poor, and he's had players like Brian Burns and Von Miller in his face more often than he should, as there was one play in particular against the Panthers where Burns simply came untouched, and that cannot happen with a player the caliber of Brian Burns. Through 3 games from every rookie quarterback, not just Zach Wilson, we've seen some good and a whole lot of bad. There's been times where even Trevor Lawrence, despite being the most sought-after prospect in a decade, has struggled, so not surprisingly, everyone else from the class has too. The thing is, when watching film on these guys, it is incredibly frustrating to watch their offensive coordinators make poor decisions or their teammates simply make bad plays. Football is the ultimate team game, and 10 guys can be executing their role in the play perfectly, and 1 of 11 can mess it up, and it results in either an 80-yard touchdown or a 10 or 15-yard loss. The biggest thing I want to be taken away from this video is if the New York Jets don't step up in areas Zach can't control, like not good play calling at times and poor offensive line play, then Wilson will become a draft bust. The thing I do not want you to take away from this video is me definitively saying after 3 games, he's done, let's pack it in and move on to another quarterback after 1 year and 3 games into the Robert Saleh era. No team is perfect. The defending champion Bucks lost by double digits on Sunday to exemplify that. But simply put, the Jets have lost the last 2 games by a combined score of 51-6 and have looked flat out abysmal in the process of that. Their next test is going to be the Titans, and Tennessee is not a great defensive team, so I do expect to see some strides from Zach Wilson in this game. I definitely do not expect the Jets to win by any means, but I most definitely expect to see Zach play better than 0 touchdowns and 6 interceptions over the next 2 games against Tennessee and Atlanta. Moral wins aren't what fans want to hear about, but this is what the Jets are after right now. If the Titans come into MetLife Stadium on Sunday and put up 30 points, it would be a win for the Jets if they put up 20 and keep it within 10 points. Remember, they have 20 points in their first 3 games combined. They then go to London to play Atlanta, and who knows how the game will be played over there. At this point in time, it is about getting Zach in a rhythm and for him to be as comfortable as he possibly can given the circumstances, because what they're doing now is clearly not working, and I hope for the sake of Zach and his career, things change in a big way soon, meaning everyone else stepping up. Now, with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and for more content, I do upload nearly daily on TikTok, so please follow in there, and until next time, love you guys, have a great day.